I'm still a little bit sniffly, but I'm like fully recovered from last week. Isn't that fucking good shit? Fuck the Rona. Couldn't even kill me. Couldn't even finish off your boy. So, I know I'm a weak man. So, if that doesn't say how weak the Rona is, I don't know what does. I apologise because I'm going to probably sniffle and cough a little bit during this. I'm like sniffling and coffee today. But I'm not as ill as last week. When I was pretty fucking ill last week. I can't believe I actually streamed the game. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get into this fucking game. You don't want to hear about how I'm sick. Connor's sick still. Where? Nobody cares. Nobody gives two shits whether I'm sick or well. I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't deserve your sympathy. Come on, money just going up. Alright, what the fuck am I doing? I remember bits of playing it last week. I remember speaking to the lady on the roof, because that was like a big moment. Doggone Megamix. Talk to Classy about the Doggone Megamix. She can't talk to me about that shit yet, because she's all like, where? I should probably maybe... May as well go speak to her again. Feels like that's where the game's pushing me to go. I need to go speak to what's her name about the trap as well. The lady. Bug lady. I'm not speaking to these bug lady. I remember that's all I did was spoke to that fucking lady about bugs for ages. That's one thing I remember from last time. Oh shit, look, disco music. Hell yeah. Oh, the music's different for once. Maybe I should speak to my detective partners. I maybe talk to Kim about the pissing competition. Yeah, this is a bit of a jab. Oh. Oh, it's still good. Oh, and the smoke on the balcony. When do I have to go speak to? Is it after 9? I can nearly go speak to the smoke on the balcony. Fuck, I've been wanting to do that for ages. Oh, fuck yeah, bud. Let's go it off downstairs. I don't get why they made that little room. Could they not have made that room part of this next bit? Sorry. And now the music. Oh, it doesn't stop. It keeps going.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions.
Look her in the
Pertaining
eye.
to a murder investigation.
Look her in her optic stem. And I said, bitch. Let's have a look at
She
this.
puts her coffee cup down. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. only that he was never bet to me.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
Fuck knows, mate.
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Something to that effect, yes.
The phrase was used.
Good job you can remember, Kim, because I sure as shit couldn't.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
Ah.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Kohoi was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own
Why
little
say
Kohoi.
it's like that? Machismo?
It wasn't his everything.
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
Persona?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that.
I want to hear these punchlines.
He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Ooh.
When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like a deeply troubled man.
Hold on, he said he was mentally done. That sounds like a broken man to me.
Well, maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality.
Do you like this kind of stuff?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
Kim seems a bit thrown off by this lady, I won't lie. He seems like his whole shtick is, pacified by her.
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever
The sky
you're
went a little
ready,
bit lighter then.
I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
I'm not going to look her in a optic
Why
stent
not?
just yet.
I'll be here until 11 p.m. drinking coffee, most likely.
Okay. What time is Smoky Man on the balcony? Sometime after 9 o'clock. So I've got a little bit of time. We can go fuck Hardy for a little bit. And then we'll go speak to this smoking balcony man. This is long overdue. Oh, I can speak to what's her name, Lena, as well, about the traps. God, this music sounds like some fucking... It's the kind of shit you hear in your nightmares when you're at an after party, man. You're like, fuck. It's like fucking... It's 8 o'clock in the morning. And this is just blasting out in the distance. You're just like, oh. What am I doing in my life? I need to go to bed. This music is actually giving me a bit of like fucking PTSD, I won't lie to you. Is the dude at the counter?
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
Her smile is weary.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
Only the hardcore players left, huh?
Yes. Field work is a young person's game, as they say.
So he's gonna check the traps.
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
I love Kim's interactions with this whole... Sorry. I love Kim's interactions with this whole phasmid shit, man. We'll take care of it.
Really
Oh,
is
shit.
too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
She heard that.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Lena, what's wrong? You seem different.
Different?
You
How?
given up on the phasmid?
I'm in doubt, sweetie. That's all. Everyone is now and then.
About what?
It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
Tell me.
And when a police officer asks, you must answer.
You're damn right.
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
Oof.
Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Morel told me you'd seen it. You also told me.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
A terrible sting in the heart.
Oh my god.
Regret.
I should arrest you for lying. You seem to really believe it happened. Doesn't that count for something?
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence.
He didn't think.
That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That.
Shit, he
And for
gaslighted
years,
you?
His belief made me believe too.
I don't know if that's the right, correct use of the term. Gaslighting.
That I am a queen, an extraordinary witness to grace.
But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything. He's hiding. These things are tough on him. Matters of love, not violence or deceit.
First, tell her that her marriage hasn't been a lie. If I fuck this up... Whoo! It's a high 92. I gotta take the shot, right?
An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care.
Wrong or not, your relationship with Morel isn't just about the phasmid.
But it is. We've spent years searching for the phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university.
Normally when I think about stuff like women and marriage, I feel bad. But when I think of you and Morel, I feel okay. That counts for something there.
Oh, of course it counts for something. But we've had our hard times too. I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived. On our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story...
It's still being to you. It's not how these things work.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time.
Well, I'll let you know.
What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Tell this, I still believe what you saw the phasmid.
A true believer.
I really want to find the
still see
phasmid.
it too.
I know I probably won't, but
The real memory of it. How it was there.
I want to.
Not the memory of the memory, but
How am I so invested
so
in this?
hard to tell the two apart.
It's because the right.
Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day, like a benevolent god.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
You do that. I'll check the traps one more time.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream.
No.
Take it from me and Morel.
No one can stop you from finding the phasmid.
Can I have your address just in case there's news?
Okay, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road, Jamrock, but...
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
It's been a pleasure, ma'am.
Likewise, sweetie. Thank you for everything. Truly. Even though it turned out to be a
dream. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, it's raining.
We should go too.
Whew. That was a pretty heavy conversation. Door gunner mega mix. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba da ba 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 ba. Do I go back to the fucking nightclub people? The pissing competition. I can ask about this. Should probably go grill fucking what's his name? This dick.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Ha ha ha, you say it every time. So I talked to Class Ye about that tape.
And
And nothing, she stands by what she said.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
She pretty much laughed it off, Titus.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny.
I shouldn't really be poking the bear here, but fuck Titus Hardy, man. Man's a little prick.
Alright.
And he almost definitely killed
Right.
this fucking dude or had something to do with
It's
it.
good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Oh, Elizabeth.
This is just perfect. just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
I think this is personal for you. I think you had feelings for her. Ooh.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist, or anything.
That's all right, Glenn. I just thought, Chief. I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently, I was wrong.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
He wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now.
Just straight up, it's Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
Well, I did think that.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember. I know you're tired. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you, them, and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck off!"
This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand?
Oh, Titus is pissed.
Investigation is over.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up, Lion.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be.
Fuck. I'm so low on that. See ya. See you, Titus.
Yes?
Hello. You seem to be following me.
What about me?
That's all.
Good. Let's change the subject. What do you want to know?
Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Yes, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Cool.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. The lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't.
I wonder what this says about me that I was sent by my station.
Tell him. Tell him why it's you.
These are all such great fucking choices, man. Since your lesson in style.
Okay. Style me.
You should ease up a bit. You need more looseness.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition?
So you volunteered to spoil it?
Yes. I'm an unrepentant spoil sport.
Okay, enough of the competition then. Tell me something else.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Okay.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
Ooh. I got a speech check now. Oh, I got a thing as well. Ah, I did not mean to do that.
Wasteland of reality. Congrats, you're sober. It will take a while for your body to remember how to metabolize anything that isn't sugar from alcohol. So you're going to be pretty ravenous soon. Eat plenty. You can expect your coordination and balance to improve in a couple of weeks. In 2 months, you might start sleeping like a normal person. Full recovery will take years though. It'll be depressing, and it'll be boring. Don't expect any further rewards or hand claps. This is how normal people are all the time.
Phew. Return of the self. Man, I lost so much shit for that. Calda Mamadaka.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Are we from the same PlayStation?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Yeah, probably not. I don't remember you from anywhere.
God fucking shit.
None of this is great news. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind.
Bye.
Yes? What is it?
Are we or are we not from the same PlayStation?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once, for fuck's sake.
Fuck you.
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right?
Are
Who
you with him?
forgets their squad mate?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
He's an asshole.
You're an asshole. You know what? Maybe we're both assholes.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
You have a blue uniform and mine is black. What does that mean?
It means I'm a patrol officer, sir.
Okay, goodbye. Fucking hell. Who's this dude? I can't speak to him. What can I go do to pass the time for a little bit while I, what's it called? Before I go see the fucking dude. I was looking back at one of my old ones, or one of the most recent streams I did. I didn't realise the dice gave me like a check. I noticed. I don't think I saw it at the time. Get the whole story from Titus. Where's music coming from? Was she still out? This is my boombox that's making this. It is? Fuck the boombox if that's what it's gonna sound like. Get hold of a sad song on time. Move. Ah! So I should put my torch on. Where's my torch? Let's flash this man in his eyes. Fuck you! Maybe I should go speak to Everett about this lady not giving the signature. She was having none of it and she didn't even give me a quest. Sell my bottles.
The tear machine stabbed. Your bottles clunk into the... Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo?
No. I don't think so.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various...
No.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except...
I'm not wearing that fucking raincoat. I don't really want to speak to that girl either. I don't know what to do. So why is the bed on? Have I got any checks that I can redo? Damaged ledger. Abandoned lorry. Choice. A cell. Should I go over to a cell? I felt like I can talk about the Keldamaka as well. Because that dude was saying about how he used to run with people who would like do music. Just talk to a cell.
Hello again.
Tape recorder lies with the ass like a discarded toy. Pick it up. I have a fucking boombox for this.
again.
Gave her a hat. Aiko's sahedral red dye.
The device is still warm from her touch.
The
and
dye
heavy as
gave me
brick
another check,
from
man.
the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its
What?
yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling.
Excuse me?
The girl looks at the device in your hands.
Omicron. This is a sort of sick joke. That's fucked up. I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice feeling miserable. At your age or at any age in this weather, waiting for it to get dark.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
The people who built this world intended for it to be better for you, but they failed. It is easy to live in their failure with this by your side. Tap on the tape recorder.
The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now.
What is?
The dark.
I know. I'll stick to it.
There is little you can do to help her now. But given the chance, you feel like you should. There is something about her. A weightiness. Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now. As an equal. A fellow human being.
I just fully broke into her.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
Said eating me. There's nothing eating me.
Come on, I can tell. But, okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
I guess there is something that's been making my life hell.
What is it?
People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No one understands that sometimes you gotta make sacrifices for the sake of progress. It's all very distressing.
So, the thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress?
Don't get me wrong, I'm all for slow and steady progress. I just wish people would be a little more reasonable is all.
Okay. So you're not that upset, it sounds like.
I told you I'm highly distressed by this state of affairs.
Uh-huh. And you're sure it's social progress you're distressed about? And not, I don't know, some chick?
Perhaps.
I'm positive. Now, I've had some questions for you before all this started.
Go ahead.
I've actually asked you all them questions. That's it for now. It's fully like broke down that girl. Attacked her psyche. One of these has got to say something about the Koldamak outright. Koldakamama, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Hi again. So, how are things going? As always. Huh? I see you're here.
The young man.
This is hardcore.
Said nothing.
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All car! All...
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore! Ah!
So hardcore.
Is it though?
It is.
What is it? I mean, really?
Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you
I was thinking that too.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chick's checker. Yeah!
Good talk. Good talk, egghead. I'll break through to you one day. jeez. Look into the speakers of the church. Didn't I already do this? Damn. Yeah. I'm about to go make another tea. A sec.
The machine's keyboard is the speaker.
Good evening. Votre accident on Sandrine. This is the East Insulindian Rapid Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
I think I have the right password.
Good.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Receive. Votre accident.
The machine behind that, another filament memory.
I thought I did look around in here.
The mother of humanism stands above you.
Did I just not use the torch? Oh.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Oh, I think I can still hear some.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, you can hardly hear your own breathing.
Stamp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which your voice is barely audible. It's unnerving.
What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Can't hear shit. Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell
The
tower.
orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
What? Try to see beyond the shadows. Check failure. I've got a torch. Just torch it.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
Try to make out something. Anything.
There's nothing.
Officer, what are you looking at?
What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork. It's like you see your own face reflected back at you in the vanishing geometry. A strange, alien image that's supposed to be you.
Blink. Whoa.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you
Whoa.
with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
What the fuck?
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently. The Crab Man.
The Crab Man? Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Oh, hell no, just run away. What policeman? I told you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I could smell the control all the way over here.
They're just fine, thank you.
I know it's hard to admit that you got a problem. I was like you once. Couldn't take an honest look into my own heart and see I was in pain.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
If the lieutenant agrees, then maybe, just maybe, you should pay attention. Look at these crazies. What is this? A fucking intervention?
Fuck you, Crabman! You don't tell us what to do! Tell him!
For some reason I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with.
You must be the Crab Man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering
Spider-Man's
along
obviously
rafters
taken
and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
What were you before you became a Crab Man?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
So many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom.
Nah, Ese, it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory.
I think that's true.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
What you do
This
here?
is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
The mother of silence, you mean her?
No, no, no. There's a new god in town. And she can't be painted or sculpted because she has no limb or even a face. She is the end.
What?
She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
Well, you sure you didn't just switch one drug for another? I still don't understand what you do in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Singing is good. We should all sing a bit more.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
Are these your shoes?
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
How did you find this place, the church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
It's just become some mad
Been
fucking
spending
dude.
a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, way. It didn't belong to me.
You sure you didn't switch from one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
I guess you have a point.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
Right, I don't have
The
questions.
sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Why was the church abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Turning a church into a nightclub, I have to say it's a great idea. You should support it.
Absolutely, man. Wouldn't bother me none to have them spin music in here. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Might even be nice to have some company.
Yeah.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Do you know where the other speaker is?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Well, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita.
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
You know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know where that... How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does,
I'm
who's
afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
Have you by any chance heard the Vietas say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
I do.
No need to overdo it. He won't mind sharing it with you.
I just want to break onto the radio computer, see what's on it.
Don't sweat it, Vato. The password is afterlife death.
That is true.
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Okay then, thanks.
I think we're done here, Essay.
That was an interesting conversation.
It was.
However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Oh, Kim. We'll go do some relevant things now, alright? How do I, like, fast travel? I can not do it because I'm in here. We'll go fucking have a look. Go speak to the smoking man on the balcony now. Kim, how do you feel about that? That's relevant to the case. And then I'll come do this shit afterward. I don't want to miss this guy. I hope it's not like it's just an hour and then he's gone. It's been so long since I've spoken to this fucking dude. I wonder if Kuno's and Kuno are still at odds. I remember I fucking messed them up. I try taking breaks, but Kim gets all pissy. Need to pass time. Buy a book. Hey, there he is. What's happened?
Gendarmerie, you found me.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight. And his shirt is still unbuttoned.
It's unbuttoned the whole way. When you got your hint, found the key right under that stone.
Beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
That's what I'm aiming for, yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello.
Oh,
Step
what?
in. He's already waiting.
Is it Friday's night? It feels like a Friday.
Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather. Even the rain feels nice.
Why would I want to meet your friend?
Trust me, you do.
Very well, I'll talk to him, but first I want to talk to you. I have so many questions.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
Ah.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
I just found you again.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
He's right. Only losers go to bed early. Time to break out the booze. A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club. Music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Then if you promise that we'll talk again, it's important.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words. It's laughter.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
You're laughing at... It's mysterious... I want to know what this fucking mysterious dude is talking about, man. Something so different about him that I just can't put my finger on.
Different, of course.
His shirt, why is his shirt always unbuttoned?
His shirt.
His shirt.
His shirt. His shirt. No, I don't know why his shirt is always unbuttoned.
Okay, why are you laughing at him?
Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. It's not his Sunday friend. Fuck is that guy? I'll be taking that. Someone's always watching. Fuck. I want to see if I can find this kimono. Oh. Oh, what the fuck do I look like, man? Oh, man.
You have acquired the robe. Keep it, officer. It looks good on you.
Oh, fuck, I love this game. And thank you so much.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason you feel this man is your superior. Superior, but he's not in the command chain.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
I will.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot.
I agree.
Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here. Yeah, let's fuck with him. Who does he think he is? Assisting you?
Before we get to that, tell me where you got this beautiful silk robe from.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
That didn't work at all. What was that? You were supposed to fuck with him, not compliment the decor. The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
Actually witnessed the lynching.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Start from the beginning if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Interesting.
Who are they? Can you describe them?
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez.
Martinez.
Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
Who were they? Can you describe
I
them?
couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez.
Martinez.
Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
Did I just make him say that twice? How many of them were there?
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8.
What happened next?
I went back inside.
Yes, back inside. Keep yourself safe from the killing.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
Were they men? Women?
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
What ethnicity were they?
I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Areopagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
What happened next?
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
You mean nothing happened? They lynched a guy?
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
Why didn't you call the RCM?
You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
All I can say is that it was late.
So let me get this straight. You didn't actually witness the hanging itself, did you?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
Well, that was a waste of time.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance.
It's an official like you're doing in Martinez.
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
See, some kind of bureaucrat.
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability.
But what
This
are you
is
doing
one
here
of the main projects of the Moraline.
in this apartment?
Ah, well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
Where is this international community?
La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
And what do I call the coalition?
Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration.
What is the price stability?
It is the most important thing.
That doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
We like that.
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
This is fascinating, but I wanted to ask you something else.
But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
You answered my questions all.
The Coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the
Okay, sure, give me a
A
leaflet.
sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the moral intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist.
It's your real name, Sunday friend.
But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment. What's there to say? Moreover, it is because a great percentage of Rivachol's culture hails. It's the International Organization for Moralists. Hence, Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the Coalition.
Oh, so we're actually working for the moral intern. That doesn't seem so bad.
There are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
Are you a moralist?
But of course.
Am I a moralist?
Well, do you value freedom? Do you believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values?
Lieutenant, are you a moralist?
Me? I'm a lieutenant of the RCM, dedicated to maintaining law and order in Ravachol.
A very moralist answer.
True.
The lieutenant is practiced in the art of putting on a show for one's superiors.
My name doesn't seem very normal or stable to me.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
What about the rest of Ravachol? Is it part of the normal world?
Rivachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
I don't think I'm a moralist. Oof. Feels like feels like every time I'm talking to people I'm choosing option D, none of the above. Is that moralism?
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
Yeah, everything else is super extreme. It's like I'm living with a bunch of lunatics.
Sounds like you're a moralist indeed, my friend. Welcome. Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic,
Am I
realistic,
actually a
and
real
level-headed,
life moralist?
an ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? It looks to me like you are. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was whatever
Enough
you wish,
business.
officer.
Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
What's Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
What do you mean?
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
What's EPIS?
EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see. It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
Okay, but like, what does it stand for?
Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the Moral Intern as a whole.
No, what did the letters stand for?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited.
You don't even hear the words I'm saying.
Supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
Is it going to be like this place here?
You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Is Revachol going to be part of the EPIS?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Did you say that candidate members never become real members?
No, candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation.
I don't like this dude.
But we were talking about my friend here, not politics.
You're the one who always fucking pulls into it. How did you two become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally,
This
the
guy's the
international
worst, man.
community is forced to step in.
You talking about no one becomes friends that way?
Au contraire. It's how millions of people end up where they are. Meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here.
Still haven't
And my
told me who he is.
Sorry. Who?
Your friend, the smoke on the balcony. We were just talking about
But I
it.
told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue
Oh
his
my
education.
goodness.
Education is
This
the
guy is the
foundation of our
fucking
future,
worst, man.
especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
But what's his real name?
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
So what you can tell me about is he's here to study the arts.
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
Which arts?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
What are you doing in his apartment by yourself?
I'm just enjoying the view.
What view? It's dark outside.
Listen,
What? I'm not hearing anything.
the Insulindian Bay.
What about it?
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution.
God.
Apartments, but the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
I was asking about your friend.
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
I had something else in mind.
I'm all ears, officer.
Thanks, that's all I need.
A moment,
Oh,
officer.
please, no.
Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Why can't we talk
It's
later?
against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
I'm just gonna throw this apartment. Have I asked him everything? Samaran conical hat. I sort of want to wear the hat. Yes. Yes, I will wear the hat.
Was there anything else? Of course.
Nah, I fuck this guy, man. I'm out. I don't think there's anything else in this apartment for me to be looking at. I don't think conclusion should be left at this point. Yeah, fuck that guy. I will have to end the day. I don't know. Fucking, I wait all that time to go speak to the smoke on the balcony. And he just fucking dips again.
door is closed again. No.
Oh. Uh,
It's getting late, and it's raining. Time to call it a day.
you like him?
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Like him. Gotta go sleep in my shack.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Guess like.
Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
You're actually gonna be able to sleep.
Thoughts, baby.
Oh.
A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you. Forever. On Faraday.
Spin it. Tell me, am I dreaming?
No. You're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. The bang. The endless learning experience.
Spinning unit.
On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep. Studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time. The smoke in her mouth. The plotted flowers. The faces turning, changing.
Is it potted or plotted? What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
colours, the voices.
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harristar, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
That's right, I am an agent of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the working class. For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
Forget politics, I'll never sleep if I keep on like this.
Are you sure? You could be closing the door on a brilliant and special future for yourself.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm very boring and apolitical and sleepy.
Did you hear that? He's renouncing politics. He's strictly business now.
Just another thoughtless vessel, ploughing the grey seas of every day.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the wind.
Open your eyes. Did I sleep? Oh. Get up, Harry.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand. The water reflects back, a vague, you'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy. On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough, like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman. You use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly.
Feel your clean shaven cheeks.
They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath.
Shaving the right
The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling, you look a little younger, maybe. The beardless nature of your cheeks makes the expression seem even more like a terrifying grimace.
It's probably a good time to stop. Okay, just hanging out that little bit there. I'm gonna stop playing. Does some good shit today. So, I'll be back later at some point. Peace.